Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 22nd of March. So let's have a look through these markets then, and we're starting off, actually before we look at the markets themselves, quick look at the news events that are due out today. Let's just run there. We've got, of course, the FOMC today is the biggie, so that's at 6 p.m. this afternoon. This evening. I think we could end up with a horrible day today somehow on the market, something quite choppy, and we're already seeing evidence of that at the moment. So let's just get rid of that for now and look at what's actually happening. Let's start off. Just going to run through a couple. There's not much to choose from today. I've selected a couple. Now the Euro's doing what it did yesterday basically at the moment. It's whether or not it can actually make another shove from it. It's quite consolidated as it sits this morning, so not looking great at this moment, but we'll see how it goes. The pound, with the pound's pushed up there. Sorry, I just come out the time frame so you can see what's happened. It's pushed up this morning. Yesterday selling off, but as I say, it's confirmed higher lows. There's potential for it to still carry on pushing up. It's in fact yesterday came off in the end quite ugly at one stage, and since pushed up there, but not particularly a pretty picture there, so we'll leave that. Dollar yen, well, this is on the hourly basis. You can see it's already starting to flatline effectively, so not looking particularly great from that perspective, so I'll leave that one alone. Aussie dollar's getting a bit of a bid, but the whole picture isn't particularly attractive. I'm looking from its daily picture here. It's still, I'm wondering if we've got another wave down, or is this genuinely something of a more bigger wave, but it just come down. It just, anyway, looks horrible. Let's leave it. Dollar CAD, well, there's potential. Yesterday we were looking in the trading room at potential break of the lows here. Did actually happen fractionally, I noticed, but was really waiting for the news to come out, waiting for post news. Didn't happen. It's for now it's off. I've got to wait for the Fed reports to come out anyway before we look at this, but it certainly looks like it could be in a wave structure to the downside, but we'll from the bigger picture right through the time frames. If you're looking at the dailies, a bit messy there, just look at the weeklies for you. It's just, here you go, the weekly pattern. It's done this bit of a Gartley sort of pattern, which is quite a bearish pattern. There we go. Anyway, when we come down to the hourlies, it's doing quite the opposite, and at this stage looking a bit soft, in fact sort of bearish flag, but it's the picture had been better to the downside, lower highs, lower lows coming through and everything else. Maybe it is turning where we're sitting at the moment. Euro yen, again, flatlining that one. It's Euro CAD I was looking at here. Has some potential. Again, it's sort of flaggy pattern. Would like it ideally to come back to its pivot. It might not happen, so I'm going to be watching this closely post 8 o'clock. So looking at that towards its R1. Side of that, it's quite bitty. The pound pairs are just not, I mean, we've had this spike in the pound here at the moment, so that puts me off that, and the remaining pairs, nothing much there, so best to leave those. If it's not clean, leave it alone. So anyway, Euro CAD looks the prettiest. Let's come up time frames on these equity markets. Actually, before we do that, let's a quick look at gold. Let's do things in order. So gold off yesterday in the end. As things start settling down a little bit, it's obviously coming off. It'll be interesting to see what it does later today, but again, it's flatlining where on the shorter time frame at the moment. Really best avoided. Crude got the bid yesterday a little bit more. Let's just come out to the dailies there, and you see it's run into its monthly S3 really. So it's rare for it to close down. That doesn't mean so it won't go back down and test it. Just looking at what's going on, the sort of 4-hourly picture has been pretty negative here, and when we come and look at what's going on here on the hourly basis, it's bully flag sort of sitting there, possible. I'd rather see it hit the pivot and see what happens post that, but has got a bull flag running on there. UK oil, in other words, Brent, similar picture there, so very, very similar. Right, quick look at the equity markets. I don't know really why I'm running through some of these. I don't think too many trade them, but the Asian markets, well, if you've been trading it, in fact, I'm going to skip them. Let's get on with the S&Ps. See what's happening there this morning, coming off a little bit, having yesterday pushed up, being a bit more positive, but now are we in a point of more flaggy again? Look at how it's chopping at the moment. Effectively, yes, it's. I think again, I would expect these markets just to be pretty sideward through till 6 p.m. Today, UK time, that is, of course. Just running through the other two here. The Dow is very similar. The Nasdaq's been showing more signs of bullishness, kicking through here. Seems to be a bit more positive and may have some better scope, or some good scope, later this afternoon or evening. Okay, let's get back to the DAX then. The DAX, it's really been back into its monthly S1, and it's sitting there on the pivot. Similar picture through most of these markets on the shorter time frame at the moment. They've all had a bit of a rally, all coming back a little bit, but it's sort of from a choppy sort of section. I just think money is going to be sitting here. Perhaps we will get some movements here. I mean, we've got a sort of a bull flag on the FTSE here, on the same time frame, on the hourly time frame. But look what's happening. It really through these markets, it really looks like they've got themselves into somewhat of a mess. I think the DAX looks slightly better than the FTSE at the moment, actually, so potential. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. Not a great deal of choice there. I wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.